This episode is brought to you by Parma Token, a Crypto.com tracked token. Parma gives you access to exclusive community experiments and no team or pre-sale tokens. Parma is a deflationary coin with over 50% of its tokens burned at the launch and 1% burned on each transactional event. Visit parmatoken.com for more details on acquiring this awesome token. Link in the description below.
This my two Satoshis, who need 2 cents when they can get double from stacking Toshis, yeah.
It's your boy Crypto Blood. Welcome to another My Two Satoshis crypto news video. Wow, we got a lot to talk about today. Some of the headlines I want to touch on with you and get you guys up to speed on is what's going on with Infra and MetaMask. This is what I mean by, and I've said this many years ago about, these crypto wallets that you think you own the keys and you don't have to worry about any types of sanctions or censorship or anything like this. This is a prime example. MetaMask, being the actual wallet this time around, is blocking different countries from accessing the network, the Ethereum network. You would be, this is crazy, right? You would think this is not possible, but it definitely is. And it's in a lot of the terms of services that you see with wallets like Ledger, Trezor, MetaMask. They can geofence you and you not even know it. And they're watching and monitoring, logging where you are accessing the blockchain. Okay, so this is important for us to understand. We need to be more resilient here in this area of the cryptocurrency markets. This is a shock to many, not to me at all. But we'll take a look at what countries MetaMask and the Infra node is blocking. This is straight insane. And this actually might be reaction to what the Federal Reserve just mentioned a couple of days ago. Fed Chair Jerome Powell calls for congressional action on crypto amid Ukraine-Russia conflict. So this could be like a test move by the US or other countries reaching out to MetaMask or Infra and just saying, hey, let's see if we can block a couple of these countries and see how that all pans out. I'll show you guys and explain how you can get around those. But the fact is, the whole saying, not your keys, not your cheese, is kind of true, but not all the way true, even in a situation where you have your tokens in your own wallets, not on the exchange. There is still some issues that you can run into. Also, we've got out of Ukraine, they were doing an airdrop. Unfortunately, they had to renege on that. And we've got a city in Switzerland that is now officially making Tether a de facto currency. They're going to also be doing something else with another coin. I'll explain the details on that. But this is a pretty big step, and I think you'll see more countries actually go this direction versus what we see Venezuela. I know we won, and it sounds good, and it gives Bitcoin more validity. But let's just face it, Bitcoin cannot handle any wide scale adoption of that cryptocurrency. It just is what it is. And the nature of Bitcoin being only 21 million coins, it is a deflationary token, not a great token for everyday usage. It's just plain and simple. But this is going to be the model I think you're going to see more and more. It just shows you that the real adoption, unfortunately, will leave all of us out of it to gain from directly. Now, I think indirectly, you'll see a move up in a lot of cryptocurrencies, because once people get those stable coins, they pretty much have a cryptocurrency that they can swap easily into other currencies once they get their feet wet. So we'll take a look at this Plan B. This is hosted by, in partnership with Tether. I know that Tether is very hated in the crypto community, but it is what it is. And I love seeing the adoption being pushed in this manner. So we're going to take a look at all these articles today on this episode of My Two Satoshis. Let's get it.
But before we start, if you guys find these types of videos informative, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and click that bell to receive more videos like this.
Of course, before starting, we got to take a look at the heat map. Bitcoin is down a little bit today, as you guys can see, 42,447 bucks. I'm going to show you some technicals that we should go over. I think we're going to head lower before figuring out which way we go from here. Maybe that pump in Russian billionaires and oligarchs and leaving the ruble, maybe that's kind of tapering off at this point and we're losing momentum. I'll show you guys in a second what the stock market is doing, and it seems like we're back correlated a bit. Ethereum down 3.9%. It is trading at 2,830 bucks. Solana getting hit hard today, 95 bucks, down 6.5%. Waves up big today. I don't know why. Almost 7%. Is trading at $18.69. Hey, it is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. I think personally, as I'm going to show you right now, the stock market is kind of mixed at this point. NASDAQ, which is the highest correlated indice with Bitcoin and cryptos, it's down 0.6%, down 83 points. S&P was down earlier, slightly up today, right now at the time of recording, and Dow Jones is up 109 points, up 1/3%. But the VIX is down a little bit. I know there was some talks of ceasefire actions potentially happening between Ukraine and Russia. So we'll have to see if that actually goes through. But the charts are showing us a little different situation here. We're back in the channel. We were above the channel for about a good day or so, but we've dipped back into the channel. And at this point, I mean, the only other line I can really draw here, ladies and gentlemen, is one like right here. So we could see a move back down into the middle of this channel. I think really the first area of resistance that we need to watch is right here at 41,000. So if we break 41,000, then lower we go. If we can stay above 41,000, then maybe we can get back above and outside of this channel. At this point, not looking good. I told you guys, I believe that this pump was solely on the news of, or the actions of, oligarchs and billionaires fleeing Russia. The ruble is dying big time. I got an article here from Zero Hedge that talks about the ruble hitting its lowest point ever. It's trading at 110 to a dollar. That is no good. Look at this chart. Absolutely insane. So what's happening? Well, Fitch and Moody's, which are credit rating agencies, have cut Russia's sovereign debt to junk. Oh, not good. Not good. Maybe many of you don't know, but Russia increased their interest rates to attract people to buy their bonds because the ruble was crashing last week after those sanctions hit beginning of the week. This doesn't look like it's working. So I don't know what Russia's going to do. Are they going to spiral out of control into basically a defaulted nation? Probably at this point. I mean, I don't know if and how Putin didn't strategize and his people didn't strategize to prepare for something like this, a retaliation in a financial way. But yeah, it's not looking good for Russia. Unfortunately, these types of dives in domestic currencies or local currencies only make the people that live there poorer. So this is a big hit for those individuals living in Russia, trying to buy items outside of Russia in other currencies. It's going to make the cost of buying other currencies or imports, right? Imports of products and services is going to hurt the local people. And it's just unfortunate they have to suffer through this, but it is what it is. That's cost of doing business or doing war, right? Speaking of war, it looks like at this point, though it's not directly related to Russia or Ukraine, we've got a situation here in the crypto space, which is kind of a black eye. I'm gonna be honest with you. MetaMask and Infra blocked certain areas amid crypto sanctions furies. So this is not a good look at all. This one is out of CoinDesk, but the one I really want to show you is out of the Block Crypto, and it really details exactly what's going on here. People in Venezuela are unable to use their MetaMask. In a day like this, when we're supposed to be touting how decentralized and how great cryptocurrencies are and how censorship resistant it is, look at what's going on. Users from Iran and even Lebanon are also being affected, but primarily this article is talking about Venezuela. And it's just sad to see this happening because MetaMask is a centralized private company, and so is Infrablock. They're a central point of failure. So that's why going forward in the crypto space is going to be so important, and you're going to see more and more DAOs, decentralized autonomous organizations. Those are going to really make the crypto game like anti-fragile for real. I can't wait till that happens, when you have companies like MetaMask set up as a DAO where no one can go to them, no country can go to them and say, hey, I need you to block XYZ country because of this and that. That's going to be something that I'm looking forward to, and we're just not there yet. I mean, it's still early in the crypto space, but just think about that is the direction we will need to go. Hopefully we do go. Hopefully that, more companies or startups that are coming in the future will learn from, the MetaMasks and the Infras of the world. Luckily, and it's an easy fix here. You can use a VPN to get around and circumvent that. But hey, even the VPN companies, because they're centralized, most of them, the governments may come over to them and say, knock, knock, no more VPN routing, or you're going to have to filter out people from Venezuela from using your VPN service. So the governments can continue to squeeze and encircle us. Don't get it twisted. Don't think it's going to be this easy transition from centralized power structure to a more decentralized or even distributed power structure. It won't come without a fight. You better believe it. And again, maybe this is coming on the heels of what Fed Chairman Jerome Powell said about taking action against crypto among Ukraine-Russia conflict. So maybe this is what prompted some of these governments to tap MetaMask and Infra on the shoulder. He said recent events in Ukraine have underscored the need for congressional action on digital finance, including cryptocurrencies. I think we're just now starting to see governments, or at least the US, other governments have tried to ban Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. China has pretty much successfully banned it, but you're going to see Western countries start getting very draconian with their methods in trying to censor or slow down the adoption of cryptocurrencies. So be prepared. Don't think, as I stated earlier, that it's just going to be this run in the park, easy transition. It won't. It will be a fight. You have to be ready for it. Are you ready for it? You better be ready for it, because it is definitely coming. And lastly, I thought this was a neat one I wanted to touch on really quickly. A city in Switzerland called Lugano is actually making Bitcoin and Tether de facto legal tender. I like this because they're unlike El Salvador, where it's only Bitcoin. They're making Tether, in addition to Bitcoin, Tether pretty much a de facto legal tender. And they're doing this in partnership with Tether. I know you guys don't like Tether. A lot of people don't. They hate Tether. But the company is trying to make big moves. And this is the first country, I think, that they've partnered with to make such a move like this. They're going to actually be implementing Lightning Network. Okay, I don't know if Venezuela has done this with their infrastructure and rollout of Bitcoin, but this is going to make it a little bit better, even though I'm not a firm believer of the Lightning Network. I don't think it's really going to be able to scale the way that they wanted to. In addition to that, Lightning Network makes the whole Bitcoin network kind of a hub and spoke structure. I don't like that. I don't like to have these nodes that hold all the funds and then all the swaps come from that central hub. But at least they're trying to implement, and they understand and recognize that using Bitcoin on the base layer in a country as a legal tender is just not going to be that great of an idea. Tether is also, in addition to that, going to do a multi-million-dollar fund to help finance blockchain-based startups and blockchain services in the region. Pretty good. Kudos to Tether for making this happen. The event is actually today at 1700 hours. There's a QR code. Try to check it out. It's live on YouTube. It's called Lugano's Plan B. Absolutely fabulous. But that's pretty much it for today, ladies and gents. If you found this video informative, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And if you are subscribed, unsubscribe and resubscribe for me and click that bell, because YouTube likes to hate on Crypto Blood and all those crypto channels out there. Till next time, your boy Crypto Blood. That's my 2 Satoshis. Holla!